Is the thingy recording? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Right. Strap in because this is going to blow your mind. You think you know how many planets there are in our solar system? 8, right? Wrong. Well, sort of. You see, that's the official answer. The one scientists like to put in textbooks so kids don't get confused. But in reality, the number could be over 30. That's right. More than 3 times the amount they told you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, did they just find a load of new planets? No, not quite. This has been a debate for years, but no one ever told you about it. Probably because they didn't want to open that can of worms. But today we're ripping the lid off. And spoiler alert, Pluto's still got some beef with another planet. All right, let's start with the official version. The International Astronomical Union, basically the nerdy committee that gets to decide what counts as a planet, says there are 3 rules for being in the club. First, you have to orbit the sun. Second, you need to be big enough to be round. Gravity does that for you. And third, you have to have cleared your orbit. That means you need to be the gravitational boss of your area. Now, this is why Pluto got the boot back in 2006. Apparently, it's being pushed around by Neptune and didn't clear its neighborhood. So it got demoted to Dwarf planet, which is a bit rude, really. Imagine being a planet for decades, and then suddenly, you're not cutting it anymore. But here's where things get interesting. If you ignore that last rule and just focus on whether an object is big enough to be round, then suddenly our solar system is packed with planets. Scientists like Alan Stern, the guy who led NASA's New Horizons mission to Pluto, argue that being a planet should only be about size and shape. And under that definition, we're not just looking at the usual 8, we're looking at dozens. So, who else is in the running? First, there are the classic planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. No surprises there. But then we have what I like to call the X-planet support group. Pluto, obviously. Ceres, an asteroid that was actually called a planet back in the early 1800s, and even our own moon used to be considered a planet in ancient times. Then you've got a whole squad of icy weirdos beyond Neptune: Eris, Makemake, Haumea, Sedna, Quaoar. I hope I'm saying that right. The list goes on. Some of them are just as round as Pluto. Some might even be bigger. And don't forget the moons. If we're just going by size and geology, then 19 of our solar system's moons could count as planets, including our moon, Titan, Europa, Ganymede, Callisto, and Triton. Some of these places even have underground oceans and volcanoes, which, honestly, sounds more interesting than Mercury, which is just a burnt rock. And let's not ignore the possibility of Planet 9. Yes, a mystery planet. Scientists suspect it's lurking somewhere in the outer solar system, maybe even bigger than Earth. We haven't found it yet, but its gravitational influence suggests it's out there, watching, waiting, probably laughing at us. So, depending on which definition you follow, the answer to how many planets are there isn't 8. It's somewhere between 32 and 40, and that's just the ones we know about. Now look, I get it. Some people want a simple answer. 8 planets, job done. But the universe doesn't care about making things easy for us. It's messy, full of oddballs and rule breakers. And honestly, why should we let some committee from 2006 decide what counts as a planet? If Pluto and its round little friends want to be planets, let them be planets. What? Are we worried that Mercury is going to get jealous? At the end of the day, space is way weirder than you've been led to believe. And the best part? We're still discovering more, so who knows? Maybe in a few years, we'll have even more planets to argue about. That's all I have to say about that. Bye for now. Oh, wait. If you enjoyed this, we think you'll love the next one.